Hey everyone, welcome to another Audeze stream. As usual, if you've got any questions, comments, things like that, shoot. I'm just catching up on the Discord. It's been a crazy couple of days. Last week was a little crazy as well. I was not feeling my best on Friday, so I apologize about that. But we're back. We also have there's some cool stuff. I was at a long video shoot yesterday. Can't tell you what it was for, but I can tell you it was very cool, and I'm super excited about the product of that session. And we got to play with some really cool stuff and see some really cool people. And it was quite interesting. So anyways, welcome back. I think for today, we'll probably be doing something kind of low-key. We might just play some Overwatch, honestly. I don't know if I'm up to Outer Worlds today. Oh, that's so nice. I'm going to give this guy that's an LCDX, right? I think. Yeah, he got an LCDX. I think. Yeah. You get an LCDX roll. Where is the LCDX one? There it is. Boom. Nice. Love it. Super cool. Love how much you guys are engaging with the Discord. Really appreciate that. Again, if you haven't joined it, it's really fun. People are being awesome. People are, oops. Copy. Yeah, there we go. People are being awesome, having great discussions, and it's been a great time. So appreciate any of you who are stopping by there. I think it's definitely an Overwatch day, so I'm just going to play some Overwatch and chit chat about stuff. As usual, LCDXCs that I'm using. I have, oh, it's an update. Okay, hopefully it's short. I have got the latest ear pads on them. I actually have the leather free because I kind of like them a little bit more. But that's just my personal preference. I have also got a carbon headband on them because I like to just tweak a little bit. So that's what I'm running. Would love if anybody would want to jump in the chat and let me know what headphones you're listening on or what you're running, because I'm always interested to know what you guys are listening on. I think it's cool. Looks like we're good to go in Overwatch. I'm trying to think if there's anything to update on. We had some behind the scenes stuff here. There's let's see. Yeah, this picture of Sankar in action. So anyways, get hype about the new stuff. But yeah, there's some cool things going on. So can't give away too much more than that. But yeah, we got some cool stuff in the works. Also, if you haven't been following it, this is another great thing. I think it's this. Almost Nothing, who are Audeze artists, have an album coming out soon. We'll be doing a launch and streaming party with them. They're very awesome artists. Magid and Alias are both super cool. And you can find their music right now on Tidal and also on Spotify. It's very, I would call it like influenced by like classic hip hop. But it's really well produced. My personal favorites are Ride, New High, and Off Center. But they're all great tunes. Really fantastic. Check them out. Spotify, Tidal. Mastered by Glenn Schick, so mastered on Audeze headphones, which is pretty cool. I believe he uses LCD4s, and I believe Magid, who does all the vocal production and all the composition and everything, uses LCD-Xs and XCs. And then Alias, I believe, is getting a pair of LCD2Cs or something like that. Maybe 2Cs. So really cool. We are promoting it on our, on our socials. Here's the flyer. These are PST, by the way. I need to update this a little bit, but these are Pacific times. Saturday, 29th. Mark your calendar right there. Saturday, 29th, noon, Pacific Standard Time. We're going to be listening to the whole album, breaking down everything. And yeah, I think it's going to be a really fun time. The tunes are great. Maggie's an amazingly capable producer. And the tunes are just really fun. Alias is a great rapper. Everything. I'm super excited for it. I'm super stoked. These guys are probably amongst my favorite of the Audeze artists. They've been great to us. X144 Live. It's got a great stream on Twitch. Check it out. But yeah, they'll be joining us on stream last Saturday. I think it's last Saturday of May. Yeah, last Saturday of May. And we'll be breaking down the album, talking about production, talking about the genesis of the songs, talking about the group, all that sort of stuff. He's worked with, Lauryn Hill and a lot of really cool people from that team and is super experienced. Also have all these cool album artworks and things like that. So yeah, stay tuned for that. We'll have more information on the socials. I'll post on the Discord about it when we do that as well. But that's a really cool event that I'm excited about. And again, mixed, mastered, produced, created with Audeze headphones. So that's pretty exciting. Yeah, I think that's all the news I have for you guys. There's a lot of stuff that I can't talk about at the moment. Unfortunately. So, we'll get there when we get there. But stay tuned for it. And let me close this down. Stay tuned for it. And I think you're going to like what we've got planned for you guys, what we're cooking up. Because I think it's cool. Stuff we've never really done before. Which I hope you enjoy as much as we've enjoyed working on it and crafting it for you. No loot boxes. So we'll just play. Is there anything good in arcade? 6v6, no limits. I think I'm just going to do some quick play. Also, hello to anyone in the chat. Feel free to sound off if you're here. It's always fun when you guys are, when you guys have questions and things like that. I'll do my best to answer them. See if I remember how to play, having not played in quite a while. Hey, Last Rhino. This is our gaming stream. So this is kind of a Q&A time. Talk about gaming, talk about Penrose, Mobius, GX, things like that. Also answer general Audeze questions or audio questions too. That's fine. But yeah. We also have a music production stream on Fridays, and that is a time where we talk about, more pro audio stuff and things of that nature. And occasionally we'll do breakdowns of, new stuff or talk about new headphones when they come out, stuff like that. So how's it relevant? Well, we just want to kind of answer your questions and make some Q&A and community time available to you guys to come here so that if you have suggestions or you need help, then we're here. So when you say music streamers, do you mean like a streaming box that like streams like from Rune or Ottervana or something like that? Generally, my understanding of it is that, streamers, if they make a difference, which they're all just computers that stream music from the internet, right? If they make a difference, it's very, very small. So I haven't compared like an Inuos to Intel Nook. So I can't say. But I do know that what I did one time, I went to Rocky Mountain Audio Fest. And so in light of that first thing I said, by the way, I should clarify that feature set and, functionality can still be a good reason to, spend the money to get what you want. So I'm not saying that they're, rip-offs or anything like that. What I am saying, though, is that I personally don't, I don't have expensive music streamers because that's not something I, choose to spend my money on. However, I did go to RMAF one year, and I recall Inuos having a demo room that very clearly, demonstrated that, there's different streamers, though it was subtle, do seem to sound different. That was what I heard in that room in that moment. It was kind of a cool demo. But again, it was, for me, subtle. So that's what I have to say. Streaming service, Tidal versus Deezer. Gotcha. I don't think that there should be any drawbacks in terms of sound quality. As long as you're running an exclusive mode, things should pretty much operate the way that they are intended. I believe Deezer has full 24-bit files. So, and MQA doesn't, or MQA, Tidal does not. Tidal has MQA. Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully that answered your question. I mean, I don't notice the difference between, for example, Qobuz and Deezer, the same recording, same, 24-bit, whatever. Or like, if you set Tidal to MP3 and you set Spotify to MP3, they should sound the same. I haven't confirmed that, but I see no reason why they wouldn't. Other than potentially if you have volume leveling on, because they may have slightly different loudness targets. I know Spotify for a long time was -14 LUFS. Tidal, I believe, is still -14 LUFS. That may have changed, but I don't think it has. Or at least it hasn't as far as I know, I should say. I'm not doing very well, unfortunately, today. Yeah, and of course, Michael, if you have any other questions, let me know. If you haven't been to the stream before, welcome. Hopefully, you're on the Discord. If you're interested in chatting more about Audeze things. And as usual, you'll find us here on Wednesdays and Fridays. Oh, geez. Wow, we're getting our butts kicked. It's an interesting, it's its own special kind of challenge. Also, hello, Ararumi. Again, I don't know if I recognize you, but welcome if you haven't been here before. Yeah, typically Twitch streamers, they chat with chat and then they play, and they don't really have to talk about other things, which is sort of an appealing way to do things because you can focus on one or the other. Obviously, if I was focusing a little more on Overwatch, and if I played a little bit more, probably be better. Once upon a time, I was a bit more competent at Overwatch than I am now. Oh, great. Well, I'm glad to hear it. We're really excited, Maggot and Alias and I and everyone here at Audeze. It's the first kind of album launch style stream like this we've done. Yeah, we're really looking forward to it. The games are, I'm getting my butt kicked at Overwatch because I haven't played since probably the last stream. So, you know, there's that. I haven't had a lot of time to play video games recently, to be completely honest with you all. Eat it. Oh, jeez. This is terrible. Where's the rest of our team? Also, hi, Ultra Nightshade. Good to see you again. I believe you're one of the moderators for the collective. Is that right? Remembering that correctly, I think. Ish, sort of, kind of. Yeah. After, you know, after high school, whether you go to college or work or whatever you do, life just seems to get a bit busier. Nice, yeah. I was going to say I recognized your handle. Very cool. Like I said, we're super excited. I don't know if you've listened to the album yet, but ooh, damn, is it good. I mean, it is good. Magid told me that the name came from, you know, basically artists who had almost nothing left to give because they'd given everything to the music. And that's really, it sounds like that, you know, it's just like they put 110% into it. And there's, I mean, it's, I really, you know, I can't imagine really having notes for that album, right? It's just everything is tight. Ah, nice. Well, that's awesome then. You do that because it's going to be super cool. But all I can say is I've heard the tracks and I have kind of high standards. I've heard a lot of stuff. I've produced for a lot of folks. I kind of know my shit, you know. Oh, I don't know if we're supposed to swear on the stream. Whatever. I know my stuff. And it was like, if I were the producer on it, I would have no notes. It was just like, it's ready to go. It's absolutely ready. Closebacks are any advantage in audio quality over openbacks, something that openbacks cannot do, for example. So one thing that I've noticed with closebacks that sometimes people may prefer is that there is often a sense of bass weight that you don't get with openbacks unless they're really, really good. There is some reinforcement that happens when you have a closed back headphone, but that is kind of also, you run the risk then of also having cup reflections and having too much bass or like a closed in, you know, cupped noise, right? Or other, you know, resonances or things like that. So it's a trade-off, but I find sometimes closebacks can have a little bit more punch to the bass. The other thing that closebacks do really well is that they basically have a much lower noise profile, right, than openbacks, right? And so you're going to tend to listen quieter and to have more clarity sometimes in the mid-range on a closed-back, because perceptual clarity, because you've got less ambient noise disrupting, you know, the listening experience. So yeah, that is that's something I've noticed with closed-backs, and you know, as silly as that can sound, like having less background noise really can make a positive difference. If you live in a loud environment or there's just noisy stuff and you're always trying to turn it up, you know, that slight U shape that closebacks can sometimes have can be very pleasing and can actually enhance your listening experience. And I'm all about like what takes your listening experience to the next level, right? What works for you? There's no right or wrong answer, but there's just things that get us closer to what we want to hear. So that's kind of my take on it. Oh, your LCD ones are coming. Nice, man. That's awesome. That's super cool. I hope you like them. I hope you love them. Let us know what you think. And yeah, I'm really excited. Mag had pushed hard to have all the, to have the mods get headphones as well. And you guys really deserve them. You do a ton of work. And his channel's fantastic. And all the channels in the collective are fantastic. And a lot of respect for you guys. Because that's a huge amount of dedication. Hey, Princess Lils. Yeah, we can do that. Of course. I think we might even have... Oh, no, I don't think we have an Overwatch one yet. I'll make one for the Penrose. I've got a gajillion other things to do, but I will make some time this week or early next week and try and get a excuse me, and try and get an Overwatch preset out to you, because that is a good idea, and it's past time. Nice. So I obviously am using the LCD-XC. LCD-X is fantastic. Both great. LCD-X is a little bit more, neutral and even because it's, voice crack, a little more neutral and even because it is open back and it doesn't have, some of the reflections inherent in cups. But LCD-X has a little bit more bass punch to it in a way that I find pleasing. So it's a bit of a personal choice. And again, it's also like, LCD-X doesn't leak a lot of sound, but do you want something that does, isolate outside noise and doesn't leak any sound? That's really the biggest consideration. They sound more similar than different to me, especially with the new ear pads. So that's my take. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm really excited about the idea of the collective all having the same sound. And also check out the Reveal plugin. I don't know, the free version basically has EQ curves so that every Audeze headphone can hit a relatively similar or pretty close to the same target response. So we basically EQ all of our headphones with the plugin to make it so that if you're using an LCD1 or an LCD4 or an LCD I4 or an LCD-X, you can hear the same frequency response, target frequency response, as anyone else who's using an Audeze headphone. And that's really helpful, as you can imagine, because you can have everyone in the collective having different LCD headphones, different Audeze headphones, and all hearing the exact same frequency response. And that's really cool and really powerful because it creates a workflow for people who are, collaborating, which I think is really cool. So I just told Maggot about that recently. I don't know if he's downloaded or tried it out yet, but that's going to be really cool because basically you can take anything from an LCD1, again, all the way up to an LCD4, 2C, 2 Classics, X, XC, MX4, 4Z, whatever. And you can get all of them to hit the exact same frequency response. And so you'll all be able to hear exactly what everyone else is hearing when you guys do stuff on headphones. Nice. Yeah. IEMs are really cool and useful as well because there's a lot, to be said for, small as well. I mean, Euclid is pretty cool. I like Euclid actually quite a lot. LCD I4 is kind of one of my favorite ones. I know it's not closed back, but I would say if your take on that is kind of why not IEMs if I was going closed back, then maybe the LCD-X is the right choice for you. Again, if you don't live in a super noisy environment, then, there's, I use the XC because I want to isolate from my microphone when I'm streaming, and because sometimes, if I'm not working on my speakers, I want to be able to work on my, without disturbing people or without hearing other stuff from the outside. So that's the reason I picked the closed backs, but I have also open backs and love them, use them. And they do tend to, be a bit cleaner. I totally messed that up. Yeah, I don't remember. I don't know what the history. It was somebody suggested it to us, or maybe Drag came up with it or something like that. I don't remember who started it, but basically it evolved into it. And it's a lot of work to do is the other thing. Because you've got to measure every single headphone. And then anytime you have updates, anytime you've got updates to any of those headphones, you've got to then, you know, remeasure it and update the software and put the new curves in and figure out how to get it exactly to where you need it to be. So it's a lot of work, but I think it's really important. It's something that Chris and I both push for because, especially for our pro audio community, it's a big important thing. Oh, well, thank you. Yeah. And welcome to the stream, Princess Lulz. Again, hop on the Discord if you're not already there. I can't remember if I've seen you there, but I might have. Yeah, I'm glad. There's some really nice people who live here, who work here. Well, not here. I'm at home right now, but at Audeze. On the headphone show, announcement forthcoming. Let me answer the other question, and I'll get to that in just a second. A little more aggressive, especially in the written version. So, yeah, so the thing about the reveal curves, and this is not well, I think in some ways maybe this has not been well communicated. And again, I haven't even been with Audeze quite for a year yet, so I don't know the full history behind some of these things, but I would say that my understanding, and the understanding that I have from our CTO and also from everyone else in the company I've talked to about this, is that these curves were not meant to be correction curves to correct frequency response anomalies. We encourage our community to, if you want to use EQ, I use EQ, to tweak the EQ to your taste, and to make it yours, right? Make it sound how you want to hear the sound. And basically, you know, that's something that, you know, go ahead, do it. You know, there's lots of great resources out there for how to do that and how to drive those and all those things, but make it sound like what you want to sound like. I certainly do that. I have no problems with that. So those curves were really meant to be, so that, like, you know, people like the Collective, for example, like pro audio folks, a group of producers, singers, whatever, get together and all have Audeze headphones of different types and hit a relatively similar, hit a relatively similar frequency response, so that if I have a pair of LCD1s and I go to another studio and they have an LCDX, or if I have a friend who's an LCDX at another studio who's working remotely, they can pick up the headphones and say, I'm hearing close to what you're hearing in your studio, right? That was the idea behind the reveal curves. So they weren't meant as a corrective tool to, you know, fix frequency response aberrations or anything like that. That was not what they were originally intended to do. AirPods Max. I mean, Apple makes cool stuff. We like Apple products. We use Apple products. I don't really have a lot of, as an Audeze employee, I have no comment on that other than Apple's cool. They make great products. We love them. End of story. As Grover, I really haven't listened to them. You know, I've seen some of the breakdown videos and the, measurements and all that. And I'm like, okay. I mean, okay. I wouldn't buy them. I'm not the target customer for them. I'll say that much. But I really actually don't have much experience with them. So I couldn't say, unfortunately. There's some things that seem cool about them. And there's some things that seem, not as cool about them to me personally. But again, I actually really haven't used them. I picked them up once. Didn't listen to them. Just picked them up. So I'm going to exercise my right to not be a bad, internet citizen and not express my opinion about things I don't know about. Not to sound aggressive or anything like that. I'm not the right person to be asking about it at the moment because I haven't used them. Gotcha. Oh, wow. Chat's suddenly very active. Okay. I like it as neutral and flat as possible. Yeah, me too. Me too. LCD1, I love because of that. Closed back gaming ones. It says bleh. I'll say it. Bleh, Apple. Yeah, that's what I've heard the general consensus is on. I mean, the Marcus Brownlee video was kind of, they don't interest me enough to check them out to have an opinion on them other than like, okay. It's not my thing. So, but I'll refrain from saying anything else than that because I don't really know about them. Yeah, I honestly think the idea of the Bluetooth Pro or like the Amazon Alexa glasses seems pretty cool because you can listen really privately without having to stick, gigantic things on your head, which, I work for a company that makes big headphones, so that seems like a weird thing to say, but I use small headphones for convenience as well, and it's, it's a great boon. There's different use cases, different strokes for different folks, as they say. To answer the earlier question about the hi-fi thing on the headphone show, the video shoot that I mentioned at the beginning of the stream that I was at all day yesterday, and why I haven't been on the Discord lately, is related to some new stuff. I really can't say more than that at the moment. I'm really excited to say more than that, but we are still not quite there. I don't want to give you any timelines either because there's a few things that are still up in the air, but I'm hoping relatively soon I will have some news for you. And by relatively soon, I mean, a couple weeks to a month or two. Don't hold me to that. That's not official. That's just right here in the live stream. But we have some very cool products coming up. We, again, have not forgotten about our hi-fi community. And we've also heard the feedback you guys have had for us. So I will say that. We're not, we very much listen to the feedback. We take it very seriously. And we work very hard to integrate it into what we do. So, yeah, that's all I can say about it for now, specifically, without giving anything away. So yeah, you're just gonna have to wait a little bit longer. I'm sorry. I would give it to you guys. Look, I'm a community member too. Like I love it. I would finish them and give them to you tomorrow if I could, but unfortunately, that is not within my power to do. Let me just scroll down chat because I don't know why Restream's not refreshing at the moment. We're going to lose. Did I just save the match? Did I just save the match? What? 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 Get hype. Get hype. Oh, dang. LCD 5 closed when. Yo. Yo, I just saved the match with that ult. Okay, wow. I wasn't expecting that. All right. Game's back on. LCD 5 closed when. Wouldn't you like to know? This is in relation to reveal. Still in cans without this. Nice. Yeah. I mean, so here's another interesting thing. There's trade-offs that everybody has to make when designing headphones. And this isn't necessarily a direct correlation, but like one tool, and I used to mod headphones, so this is kind of something that I learned from my modding days. The more you damp a headphone, you can get the frequency response to do what you want to, but damping takes energy out. It takes acoustic energy away, right? It diffuses and disperses and attenuates it, right? And what happens when you attenuate acoustic energy like that is you lose some of it. And so you lose dynamics, and you lose capability to hit sound pressure levels and things like that, right? Yes, I'm chasing a McCree. I know I shouldn't be. Oh, no. Ah, nuts. And when you lose those dynamics, it's very hard to get them back, right? It kills dynamics and sometimes imaging, exactly. And so there are some people who choose to heavily damp their headphones, and there's some people who choose to what is called critically damp their headphones. Critical damping has some things to do with impedance and phase and whatnot. Critical damping is basically you try to use as little damping as possible to achieve, damping of the resonant frequencies that you need to achieve your, desired frequency response. However, your frequency response may not be as perfect, but you will have tons of dynamics. Okay. And some people choose to heavily damp and they lose out on dynamics. Now, I'm not going to talk too much about who does what, but I think folks can kind of figure out that, we like dynamics. So, that is a choice that has been made I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Making the move. Making the move. I don't know if we're going to... You need to go. So yeah, so there's a trade-off there. Yeah, it's just a decision you have to make about how you design. You can't have your cake and eat it, unfortunately. Wish you could, but unfortunately it is not a reality. So that's a part of it. Have you heard of the VZR Model 1s? Oh yeah. So I'm actually friends with the guys who run that company, Vic and Mike. Super cool. Vic is incredibly knowledgeable. He used to work at audio at Apple. He actually set up one of their first audio testing labs. Really cool dude. Very knowledgeable, very smart, and incredibly just, you know, incredibly cool, knowledgeable dude. Mike, also very cool. Used to run audio at THQ, worked for Hans Zimmer, has worked on Cars and some other Pixar films, I think. And yeah, you know, it's cool. I've played with one. It's a really neat idea, neat headphone, some cool tech in it, and I wish them the best. I hope they're successful. It's a cool product. And they're doing cool stuff. So yeah. You know, dynamics you will never get back. You cannot EQ dynamics back in. I should have my little Healy ball there. However, frequency response you can EQ, and you can get relatively clean EQs like equalizer APO, or I use the EQ on my RME. Sonar works. You know, there's a lot of choices nowadays. We're kind of lucky to have a wealth of choices. Oh, what? Nuts. Yeah, and you can, you know, pads also influence frequency response immensely. But a little EQ can go a long way, and I like more bass than is neutral, right? I like more low bass around 65 hertz than is truly neutral. No! Okay. It's not over yet. It's not over yet, folks. Gonna play smart, play smart. Oh, geez. Play smart, play smart, play smart. So yeah, EQ can be real helpful to get those that last little bit of that last 5% that you like, you know, that is your taste. This Roadhog is really driving me bonkers. And so EQ, you know, is a very useful tool to get the frequency response right. Oh! Wow, I for sure thought that we were goners there. Dang. Sweet. Unpossible. Unpossible. Love it. Nice. If you sold a measurement reveal calibration, you would need to damp. Yeah. Oh no, no worries. It's totally, I get it. Yeah, that Mercy did work. Yeah, you know, here's the other thing too. Like, everybody has different measurement rigs. Everybody has different, you know, everybody hears a little bit differently, or everybody's hearing curve is different because we have all of different ears and whatnot. Everybody likes to hear different things, right? What's neutral, what's perfect for one person, right? Maybe slightly warm or slightly bright or whatever is not actually exactly the same for the other person. So this is a complicated thing, and it's something that we prefer, again, to let people do for themselves, right? Like, we don't want to tell you how to listen is a big thing for us. So that's one part of it. Yeah, that Roadhog did put in serious work. So I have a Twitch chat, and I also have a YouTube chat. So yes, both are going at the same time because I'm using Restream to hit both of them. Sorry about that. I should have clarified. What let's see. Yeah, but yeah, for me, you can't undamp. You can't get the dynamics back. So it's preferable to EQ than to, have dynamics killed, but it's also preferable to have EQ and dynamics, right? So it's like, well, I want my cake and I want to eat it. And of course that's a difficult thing to do. What was the other question? I feel like I missed one question. Oh, frequency response on the VZR. I will say the tuning is probably not what you might expect, but it is designed for a very specific purpose in spatial audio. And I think it does that really well. So if you were to approach it, I wouldn't approach it with the mindset of like, I'm going to be hearing what's perfectly the Harman curve, But if you understand that, then I think that there's some, useful and interesting things that it does with regards to the spatial audio that they're interested in. And with games, it sounded amazing on games, even though... And it's not, they haven't tuned it arbitrarily either, right? I talked to Vic and Mike because they're my friends, and I kind of just, gave them advice and chatted with them about it because it was a cool project. I met them actually at Can Jam SoCal a number of years ago when they were first starting it, and we had a great chat about it. But they've done a lot of research into that, and they have a very specific reason for the tuning that they chose, which it's interesting. It's different. It's a very different take on things than like Sean Olive's Harman curve take, for example. So that's all I'll say about it here. Ask me about it, some other time, not on Audeze stream, and I'd be happy to give you my more in-depth thoughts about it. Using Penrose X with you order stereo Atmos DCS. I haven't compared directly on Xbox because I don't have an Xbox, but I always thought the Dolby Atmos for headphones was cool. But I've heard some people say that they like the DTS better. And I certainly thought some of the built-in Windows Sonic stuff on the Xbox was a little bit more compelling than Dolby. Dolby is cool, but it's old at this point, right? It's like, it's just an older format. And I think the newer, more custom applications are a little bit more sophisticated. So that's just my personal take. I haven't compared them strictly. I don't know why the chat's not refreshing. Sorry, I have to keep pausing and clicking on OBS on my second screen. You're not going down today. I know this is a little bit of a waste of my ultimate. I clutched the other game though, so you can't get on my case for this one. Oh, I know how. Yeah, well, you can get on my case for that one. Ugh. Like a chump. More security avoids the low mid bloat that most gaming headsets have. I've only heard a pre-production unit, so I don't really want to comment on what the final product is. Yeah. Ask me about it in the Discord, and I'll send you my email, and we can talk about it. We can talk about it privately if you're really interested. I think I still have a unit here, maybe. But again, pre-production, all pre-production. LCD 7 earfield monitors. They're launching tomorrow. Guess what? It's here. Jawbone conduction, bone conduction technology. DTS, more of a surround sound. Yeah, it's more of a surround sound thing. It's not necessarily as specialized for like, oh gosh, this is terrible. Yee. Yeah, not hype anymore. I'm messing it up. I'm screwing it all up. Nice. Oh, that was a nice one. Oh, that Reinhardt's overextended. That wasn't what I meant to do. Oh no, this is terrible. Oh no, oh no. I messed it up. Ugh. LCD 666 bone conduction hype. Yeah, now endorsed by Little Nas. I said Little Nas X. Oh my god, I'm so old. Lil Nas. Yeah, let me know what you think. Who shot me? What? Poke. I will say that there is some new stuff coming from us that you guys have never seen before and you will not expect. Nobody will see coming, and it's really cool. Yeah. LCD 420 with hemp rings. Yes, Audeze is now converted into a marijuana dispensary. And, cannabis, I think is the proper term. Yes, it's all hemp. All vegan. Nas. Yeah. Nas, whatever. It's a sonology. Lil Nas. Nas Drive. Lil Nas. See, I'm out of touch. I don't know what the kids are into these days. You turn 26, it's all over. You're old. Getting so old. Get off my lawn, you crazy kids. Where are my cats? Gotta drink my Mylanta. Oh no. Yeah, that's why I play on casual, not ranked. Used to play ranked. Got pretty good at one point. Not anymore. Critical's Fishbowl headphones, sponsored by Odyssey. Nice. NASCAR. Really? NASCAR? Because there's also another artist named just Lil Nas, right? And then he added an X to the end. I don't know enough about these things. I'm getting educated. I'm getting learnt here. Anything new coming to Mobius? I don't know. That's a good question. I did hear something about Mobius recently, but I don't remember what it was. Could have just been that we're out of stock on them. I will ask and see if there's anything afoot. We've been having problems getting just parts and like stock for Penrose and Mobius, especially. I know. So, oh, this is not good. This is not good at all. Killed right outside spawn. Yeah, I was to say, man, look, you can't mess with me like that. You can't play with me like that when I'm on, when I'm trying to play Overwatch. I can't have my BS detector going and lose at Overwatch at the same time. I'm not that good. I read about where the name came from at some point, but I don't remember what it was. Hey, quit playing with me. You can't play with me like that. Ah. Oh, jeez. No, it's fine. Please always make fun of me. I'm 100% about it. Little NASCAR. Incredible. And then I was like, wait, is it pronounced NASCAR? Oh. All right. That's it for me. I'm out. Let's open our loot box, see what we got. Like a plunger, bringing up stuff from the past. Bringing up crap from the past. Nasir. Oh, okay. Yeah. That makes sense. This makes sense. I dig. Nas. X? Well, what? Look, I have no excuse. Oh, criminy. Oh my gosh, it was a long day. I got home at like 11 last night, So, you know, need more coffee in my life. All right, y'all, I gotta go. I had a thing to do at 2. But, yeah. We have gaming live streams every Wednesday at 1 p.m. We talk about headphones, games, answer questions you guys have about various topics, including but not limited to new products, whether EQ is an appropriate choice, why you should damp or not damp your headphones, and the pronunciation of rappers' names. Little NOS, yes. Little, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Stay tuned, folks. I'll see you on Friday.